What's going on, guys? The Blue Protocol dev team recently held a live stream going over updates to game development, as well as information on the network test happening this weekend. The network test is being held for the Japanese region only, so if you're lucky enough to get in and test the game, congratulations. If you are not one of the lucky ones, or just want to stay up to date on all the latest Blue Protocol information, you're in the right place. We heard about some huge updates to the game in the live stream, and saw some footage from a completely new region that had me extremely excited for the global release. The upcoming network test is the final test being held before the JP release, and it really seems like the game is close to being ready, with the dev team focusing on the last few bugs as well as class balances. Massive shout out to Aethersong on YouTube for the live stream translation as always. If you haven't checked out his channel, I strongly encourage you to, and left a link to his YouTube channel in the description of this video. So with that, let's get into the update. If you aren't already aware, the final beta test will be happening for the JP players this Friday through Sunday. I don't want to spend too much time here, but we'll quickly cover the highlights players can experience with the final CBT. During the test, players will be able to play to level 20 in Adventure Rank 4 and to go through the first part of the story. You'll also be able to explore the regions of Asterleeds, Asteria Plains, Bahamar Highlands, and the new Montegnor Valley region available for the first time. Players will also be able to participate in raids occurring at fixed times and spend some time looking for Happy Napo in one of the available regions. The devs also made some changes specifically for the test, such as level requirements to enter the tower and arena modes, and the amount of currency required to purchase accessories to allow players to experience more of the game. They'll be testing a mail feature for the first time by distributing rewards to players, including a mount, items for increasing experience and drops, dungeon entrance tickets, and dyes for customizing outfits. Bandai also noted that they'll be employing anti-cheat software to mitigate collecting and changing client data. We can likely expect to see a similar implementation of anti-cheat software with the global launch. They also covered the process for importing characters made in the benchmark software and acknowledged that character designs can be shared with others. This is one of the features in Lost Ark that I personally really loved. Even if you're not partaking in the JP test, you can still download the benchmark software and mess around with character creation. If you haven't already done so and are interested in the game at all, I strongly recommend messing around, as I personally had a blast doing this myself. I'll leave a link to download the software in the description. I would expect Amazon Games to hold a similar test for the global audience. While we don't have a specific date at this time, the official website does say that a global beta will be held in the first half of 2023, so we'll keep our fingers crossed. The devs again went over each of the classes and their playstyles. We also got some information on class balance and new class features being implemented. The first class changes we heard about were for the Twin Striker. The Twin Striker is a melee class with mostly DPS focused skills. Twin Strikers have the Drain ability that will heal you as you deal damage to enemies. With the implementation of the new party chain mechanism, Twin Strikers will also grant drain to your teammates to provide healing to the whole party. The party chain is a shared combo chain mechanism that gives the party buffs as the combo meter increases, and with the Twin Striker's ability to quickly deal damage, they will be a large contributor to the combo meter. Another change to the class is the ability to use the Twin Striker's personal combo chain as a type of energy system that you can intentionally deplete to gain various buffs, adding another layer of complexity to their playstyle. The second class changes we heard about were for the Keen Strider. This class is kind of a jack of all trades class focusing on mid to long range combat and has primarily supportive skills like healing and buffing enemies and debuffing allies. The devs noted that there have been a lot of changes to this class since the previous betas. The Keen Strider's second basic skill has also been changed from an evasion type skill to a healing skill. This class was also previously able to increase party movement speed, but this has been removed because the devs noted that it was too OP. The Foe Breaker will also be playable for the first time in this network test. The class plays it close to mid range and uses a hammer that can shoot out a projectile at enemies. This is the first time that I heard that the projectile will actually drag enemies towards you when it retracts, making this a kind of hybrid tank class that definitely seems to have a pretty unique playstyle. The devs noted that one of the most common reasons for parties failing dungeons is the act of resurrecting fallen teammates, which forces you to remain still and be exposed to enemy attacks. The Foe Breaker can be a solid party member for these situations by luring enemies away. We didn't hear about any changes to the Blade Warden or Spell Weaver. The devs did say that the Spellweaver is the most difficult class to play solo and warned solo players that the class may be frustrating to start out with. This does make sense as this class focuses on skills with long charging and casting times. From what I've seen on Discord and Reddit, this does seem to be the most popular class with the Western audience, so hopefully this isn't a deal breaker for most players. Now let's get into arguably the most exciting news of the live stream, the new Montegnor Valley region. If there's anything that the Blue Protocol dev team have done flawlessly in my opinion, it is the creation curation of the environment. This area is extremely beautiful as expected and appears to be massive not only horizontally but also vertically. The bottom of the map is filled with shallow water and waterfalls, and we got a glimpse at the climbing mechanism for transversing the vertical terrain. It's quite refreshing to see how quickly you can climb, as climbing can be quite slow and painful in some RPGs. While this mechanism may be a bit more restrictive as you can't freely climb everything, I think it is a good trade-off. Traveling on foot and on a mount also seems incredibly responsive and fast, which is another huge positive for me. While you do use stamina running and sprinting on a mount, stamina replenishes surprisingly fast. There's going to be a lot to explore in Blue Protocol for things like collecting enemy drops, finding all the happy Napo, or just general immersion, and I'm personally really looking forward to this aspect of the game. We also got to see the mount being given away for the test, which looks fantastic, and we saw some outfits not available in the character creator. One of the things I immediately noticed was the hair color of the Twin Striker. It has a kind of stripe pattern that couldn't be created in the standard character creator, which could hint to more default customization options or the ability to further modify appearance in game. I did find the character creator a bit lacking in the ability to be creative with character designs, so this is a welcome addition for me. We also got to see an always necessary cat ears accessory that will be available in the beta and at launch. Open world mobs also seem to have decent HP pools, which should make combat feel a little more impactful than being able to one-shot everything at the launch. The devs noted that they were wandering around the area without a problem, but this is typically a challenging area in the game. I'll be curious to see how enemy scaling is done, as I do like to feel a power increase as my character gets stronger, but I do think there's a balance with the sense of progression and killing enemy mobs becoming overly trivial. That's all I got for you guys today, just a short video for those as hyped about the game as I am. If you found this video informative and want to stay up to date on all things Blue Protocol, consider subscribing to the channel. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon for the next one. Peace.